Do you think it's too late now for anybody to start if they haven't started yet on TikTok?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. Even then, like, I felt I started late because a lot of people have been asking me, like, in the industry. I'm just like, oh, like, I don't know if I should start posting. I'm just like, just literally just post because that's how I started. Obviously I went into the like posting as, oh, I want to get viral, but then when I had that mindset, it would just like demoralize me when it didn't.
Right.
So then once you just like tap into just posting just because you want to just showcase whatever you want to do and just like dance, it'll somehow just reach out the right audience, and then boom, you somehow blow up. The next day you get that dopamine rush and you want to post more.
What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode here at the Studio North podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We are very excited to welcome Brotherhood's youngest and newest member, as well as international dance TikTok superstar. Put your hands together for the one, the only Eldon, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! That's me, guys.
Dude, thanks for coming on the pod. How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing. Thank you for having me, first of all. My first ever podcast, so
Let's go.
I'm just ready to get to know, not get to know, ready to share my story with people, because obviously through social media, like, not a lot of people are able to see like my personality wise, and just like they only see like my dancing. So this is a really good like stepping stone to just like show people who I actually am.
Totally.
Yeah.
Dude, well, why don't you take us back then? Like, how did you even get started dancing in the first place? How old were you? How did it start? When did it click for you that this was like something you really wanted to do?
Well, my first like memory, I remember this so vividly. It was like I was 3 years old, and we were at the Richmond Night Market, like the very old one, and there's like some type of dance, like a battle kind of thing, and it's on YouTube. Like I could literally find it on YouTube. There was like a battle, and then they're like, okay, we need like 10 young, like kind of like just dancers to just, I don't know, go up on the stage and showcase. I was in the front row, and then I'm like, I hear dance. So I jumped up like little, like 3 feet me. I don't even know if I was 3 feet, but I jump up on the stage because all the other kids went around on the stairs.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I jump up on the stage, and then I was hitting the hip thrust Michael Jackson, and I was like little like b-boying here and there. And then that's like, I don't even know how I remember it because I was 3, but that's like the only memory I know. But then my mom would always tell me like stories of how I started. It would be like, I would always want to watch the movie Stomp the Yard, and then I would call it attention, like, because they always do like all that stuff. Yeah. So then, she would always be like, you would always ask to put that movie on, and I would, and then you would copy it, and you would just like, anything cool that they did, you would always try to implement and like copy. And then that's when she like kind of found out like, oh, maybe I should put this guy in dance. Yeah. So then, that kind of happened. And then...
Wait, so you just backtrack. You said you were 3 when Stomp the Yard came out? Approximately, ballpark?
It came out to like 2006.
That is crazy, because I also remember when Stomp the Yard came up and I was not 3. How old are you? For everyone that might not know, how old are you now?
I'm 19 now. Okay. Yeah, born in 06. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it came in 06. Fact check. I don't know.
Crazy.
But, yeah, so I just always used to watch that movie. And then, of course, ABDC, Jabberwockies, of course. So always watched that. Yeah. And, so obviously my parents put my brother and sister in dance first. And I was always just like that little, just like bee flying around, just like following them. Like that annoying little brother, just following them to dance practice. Yeah. And then, I would just always watch them. I'm like, oh, it's really interesting. Like, maybe I want to do this. And just mind you, I'm like 4 or 5. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. But I'm just like, as a kid, you just do whatever. You're always exploring your options or whatever. But it wasn't until I was 6 years old where I actually joined like the studio there. Like they joined in, and then from there I would just kept on. Well, I started as a breaker also. Sick. So it was always just like battling for me. Like I would always just watch. Actually, Devin Isaac was like one of my like biggest like inspos of just like being a breaker. Yeah. Which is crazy because now that he was in Brotherhood, and then it was just like a full circle moment of like seeing him again.
You know what's crazy too is I mentioned this before, but I grew up dancing with Devin on our b-boy crew called Elk Trick back in the day when I was like 15 years old, and Dev was like 8. Dev was like 8 years old at the time. And then now just to see that like pattern where then he was teaching you as well. I feel like a grandpa at this point. What's wild? That's wild, but that's dope.
He would give me like breaking privates before like my actual class, and it was sick. But yeah, from there I just kept on battling, and then like any cypher or any type of party there was there, like I would go to like my grandma's like party. They would always ask me to dance, and only real ones know this, but my b-boy name was originally B-boy Baby Spin. Because I would always do like head spins and stuff, and like all like the spinny stuff, because I don't know, I was just like a tornado. I was actually just like a tornado. But yeah, and then another one of my homies, Nathan, he would always come to my place, and then he was also a breaker. So then we would always just like battle, and every time like my dad would tell me, "Oh, they're coming over," I would get so ready because I know we're battling. Like I know we are. And yeah, from there it was just like breaking. And then it wasn't till like I was 9 where that was like my first ever like big comp, which is HHI.
Yeah.
That's like, it was 2015, I think. Yeah, 2015, I was 9 years old doing HHI, and I didn't even know how big of a deal it was.
Yeah.
So for me, I just thought it was like, oh, just like some type of performance. But no, like HHI back then was like crazy big. Yeah. So that was my first year. And then, yeah, that was just like pretty much my goals. Like as growing up as a dancer was just like HHI this year, HHI that year. Like that was like my kind of thing, like obviously with my group. So yeah, so 2015 was my first year. And then 2016, I was still in junior. 2017, still in junior. 18 still in junior. And then, oh my God, wait, 19 still in junior. Oh, wow.
Seriously?
Yeah. So 5 years I was still in the junior category.
Wow.
Just
crushing.
But,
and it's dope. It sounds like you had a lot of support from, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you had a lot of support from your parents growing up with dancing.
Oh yeah,
like
100%. They're just like fully in of like what I wanted to do, which I'm super grateful for, because like school was like just like never for me, I guess. Even like in elementary school, like I would just prioritize dance always. And even in high school too, like anytime there would be like if I need a choreograph or if I need to like help my my coach out, I would just do that instead of school. And that's what kind of brought me into like my breakout point of just I need to like prioritize school more than dance, because I was just doing it back to back to back to back for however many years, like 14 years or 14, 15 years of just strictly just doing like just dance. And it made me realize, I'm like, damn, like I'm going to be graduating soon. Like I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. Like I don't know if dance is still going to be an option for me. But yeah, so grade 11 was like kind of like my year where I was just like, I need a break from like most of it and like prioritize more school, getting to know more people like outside of dance, and just like, I don't know. But
so it sounds like was it like a little break, like, or just stepping back a bit?
Yeah, it was like a pretty big break. Like I was already dancing like in that year. It was 2023, I believe. And like after spring break, that's when I just realized I was like, oof, like I'm like failing all my classes. I'm not showing up because I'm obviously prioritizing more dance than school. And then, yeah, it just came to a realization where I'm just like, I'm going to be a senior next year, and I need like uni applications. I'm like, oh, so much to think about. Let me just dance, right?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, that was kind of just like the breaking point of like, yeah, I need to like step down. And then I didn't really get my passion back up till I'd say like even senior year, beginning of senior year, I was still not dancing up until again like March, I'd say. Yeah. So March of 2023, I stopped dancing, and then March of 2024, I began to dance again. So yeah, and then that was obviously because of HHI, and then that was like my last ever year, which was really good. But yeah.
And now you're back. Now you're full-fledged.
Yeah, now I'm back, and Ever better.
So you've got a massive following on TikTok. For those that don't know, 2-point-something million followers on TikTok. You've got close to 100 million likes on TikTok. And then not to mention Instagram, you've got, close to 500,000 followers on there. What made you start posting on TikTok in the first place?
2021, I believe, was my first ever like TikTok. And that was with like two of my other friends, James and Ryan. You know who you are. But yeah, it was literally like they came up to me like, yo, let's do a TikTok dance. I'm like, oh, TikTok dance? Like, nah, like I don't want to be doing that stuff. And then you could even ask them, like, I was so out of it. I'm like, no, I do not want to do this. We were also in Toronto because we were at a comp.
Okay.
And this is at like, I'd say like 1 a.m. I'm like, guys, are you serious? Like, I don't want to do it on TikTok dance. And then I obviously did it. And then slept on it, and then it went like sort of viral. Because for us, it was just like our first ever video, and then it got like, we woke up and it was like 10K likes. We're like, what? Like 10,000 people liked our video. It's crazy. And then we're like, guys, we got to do more. And then that's when I was like, yo, we got to do more. And they're like, oh, now you want to do it, right? So I'm like, oh, sorry, guys, you guys are right. But yeah, so it just originally started with like my trio, like tricks. And then we just kept on posting and posting. Everybody was like liking it and stuff because they obviously knew us from obviously HHI too. So then from the HHI platform to TikTok, every time we would go to that comp, everybody would recognize us. We're like, oh, this is like really cool, like the celebrity status. But yeah, from there, obviously going into the next year, we have our like own accounts and stuff. So we're just like, every time we're together and we have a rehearsal, we always had a plan of after rehearsal, we're going to do one video on each of our main accounts and then one video on our trio account. And then, well, yeah, because it started off with our just trio account just blowing up. Like every video, we're like, whoa, this is cool. So we want to leverage that into our personal accounts. And then, yeah, it was just from there on, just keep on posting. And like we would go viral sometimes. We would go not viral, but it didn't demoralize us in a sense. But yeah, then we started our own accounts, and then it was not till recently, like 2024 of August, or no, September. Yeah, because I just like broke a 1 year ago with like the dance that kind of started everything. And it was like the thought dance.
Yeah.
And crazy story with this one, I was just like so out of it, and like I didn't know what I was doing with my life because I obviously graduated, and then it was people are starting school. I'm like, what? I'm on my gap year, so I'm like, what am I doing at 6 a.m. in the morning and not just doom scrolling and not doing anything with my life? And I'm like, let's make a dance. Like, it's just I don't know. Let's just have fun, make a dance. Made it at 6 a.m. Called my buddy up later, and I was like, yo, this is going viral. I feel it. Like we have to do this next rehearsal. Do it next rehearsal. Like, it goes viral, yeah. Do it again. Whoa. It's like my most ever liked video. Do it again. And then it just skyrocketed. Like, everybody was doing it, like, from K-pop artists to just, like, celebrities. I was like, whoa. Like, the impact of just being able to see my, like, creation on just, like, other people across platforms was just so surreal to me. And it didn't feel real either. Because I was just like, I was literally 3 days ago just on my phone doom scrolling, and now people are looking up to me about like, oh, this guy is so good at making dance choreography for TikTok and stuff. I'm like, wow, the sudden change was just like crazy.
What do you think? What do you think made that so viral? Like, looking back on it, that first dance that you made, do you have any insight on like why that resonated with so many people?
I do, yeah, because my original plan with making TikTok choreography, because my like dance choreography and my TikTok choreography are just complete opposite things. Like I cater, if I'm making a TikTok dance, I'll cater towards more of an audience that like it's not easy, but it's like similar moves of what people could actually do. And then, yeah, there was just like simple moves that everybody was doing. And then I'm like, okay, let me flip that and make it like a more advanced kind of way. So then I would implement real choreography into like, I'm not saying TikTok isn't real choreography, but like my type of style of choreography, and then implement into like TikTok dances that people are doing. And then everybody's like, whoa, this is, and it was so funny because the comments were like, whoa, so this is what real dancing is. And I'm like, oh, you guys have not seen like my actual whatever. But yeah, just from there, and then just based on reading comments alone from the videos, it's just like, if I see a common factor of what people are commenting, I'm gonna like abuse it. And like, because people were like, oh, the way, a little funny, but the way he like sticks out his tongue on this part, I'm like, I'm gonna use that because that's what they're commenting on. And if I want to gain more leverage and gain more like engagement, let me cater towards what they're commenting. So that was kind of just like my like process and plan throughout all of it. And now that's how I go through like all my like TikToks and all my like DCs, like dance challenges, is like find what they're interested in and just like go at it, so then people could just keep on commenting.
Dude, there's strategy there. I feel like there's
strategy, yeah.
It's not just winging it. Like I can see that you give thought ahead of time as well into what you're creating, which I think is dope. You also mentioned something which I think is true. I feel like in the beginning days of TikTok the dancing that was on the platform was extremely, I say digestible. I won't say easy, but I'll say it's very digestible in the sense that I feel like in the first years that it came out, it was almost like looked down upon of like, oh, yeah, that's like dancing on TikTok. It's not real dancing.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's been a shift over the past couple years where, and I feel like you're probably part of, that leading that charge is the actual quality of dancing that you see on TikTok within these dance challenges that, is so cool to see just so many people around the world partake in.
Yeah.
It's actually gotten a lot more advanced from what it used to be. Like, I feel like in the very beginning of the days, it was a
lot of just like woes and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, very, very much like upper body, just like arms and stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's like, once I started seeing, because I don't like take credit in like pioneering, like bringing like actual hip hop into TikTok, but like with us, we would just see videos on our For You page, just like, oh, dude, that's a dope dance. Let's just do it, and then it would get like, and it would like have not as many likes. I'm like, wow, this is like crazy because this is like not viral, but then you obviously, I'm not downplaying it, but you obviously it's just like simple arms and stuff, doing all that, and it's like mega viral. So then we just like wanted to bring obviously what we like do
good
as
quality movement.
Yeah, good quality movement, and just like what we've been trained through all these years. And then it would go viral, and then people would start commenting like, oh, so this is what, like, there's levels to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely a shift that happened between, I think, 2019 and like 2022.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
And then from 2022, from now on, has just been like, there's so many like amazing dancers out there. Like, not even putting, like they're putting like their own actual choreography out there, and people are doing it.
Yeah.
Like with Brotherhood, like people are doing like our outro.
Yeah.
And our like the Wish Taiga set. I'm like, damn.
It's tough choreo. That ain't upper body.
Yeah. It's crazy. So like, it's also very just like good to see.
Yeah.
Like from a creative aspect of me creating something and then seeing other people just do it all around the world. And that's how I feel with like even teaching. Like, I'm not too like experienced with teaching, but whenever I make stuff and then I'm able to see it on other people, it's so like, so healing.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that connection piece, I feel, that when you're able to like share your art and share your craft with someone else, and they not only like appreciate it, but they can also repeat it themselves. And I feel like for so long that was really only possible if you physically went to those other cities or those countries to teach, your choreography, and then you get to connect with people. But I feel like that's a huge advantage of TikTok and social media in general, is the fact that you get to connect with so many dancers around the world from your own living room. Like, you don't actually have to jump on a 14-hour flight to go halfway around the world in order to connect with dancers. So I think that's something really cool about TikTok. I mean, I'm curious to know if you've experienced, the hate of on TikTok. Like, obviously, social media space, it's a fickle place most of the time, and people labeling people as TikTok dancers, or that's TikTok dancing. That's not real dancing. Like, have you had experience in the past with people, criticizing TikTok dancing, has that ever affected you? Has that impacted you where people see you they've kind of put you in this box, which is like a TikTok dancer?
Yeah.
Do you get that? And if so, does that impact you at all?
Surprisingly, I have not like gone through any hate. Like I feel like because with social media now, there's like a lot of the apps filter stuff. So I could be, but I'm just like not seeing it. But
you also get like thousands of comments on all of your posts. Like that's pretty hard to do. You read every single one, or is it like majority?
Like, when I first post, like I'll read like the first like 40.
Yeah.
And then like I'll get off the app because I'm like I need to step away from it for a bit and just let it marinate. I go back, I'm like, oh, I can't catch up anymore. Yeah. But yeah, they're all just like positive comments, just like sometimes nothing to do with the dance. It's just like red hair.
Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Dude, that's awesome. Because honestly, that surprised me. Because just the amount of volume of people that are watching your videos and just knowing how, fickle social media is, like there's always bound to be haters out there. But I also feel like maybe a reason of that too is just like the quality of what you're doing on there is really friggin' good. It's not just trending moves. You're obviously combining that with like good quality movement. You've been trained for a minute, so you know what you're talking about. So I also feel like that has something to do with it as well. You mentioned, taking a break from your phone. Has that been something that you've had to like work through of like how much time do you spend on your phone, seeing as, you're one of the most followed dancers in the world right now? Have you come up with like a balance of phone usage versus like taking a break and like touching grass?
Not gonna lie, if I'm not like taking class or if I'm not like doing other things other than just like a phone, my screen time is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But yeah, that's why I always tell myself like, oh, take a break. But then I just scroll, and then I'm like, okay, I post. And like every time I post, I have to get off the app or like I have to just like stem away from it. But then now there's Instagram Reels, there's YouTube Shorts, and then I find myself scrolling through that. And then I'm like, oh, I want to watch YouTube. I realize I'm on the YouTube app, but it's just the short, just long doom scrolling where it gets you locked in and just like hooked. Where sometimes I actually had to recently I had to deactivate my account because I was like, oh, this is really bad. Like no matter like how much stuff I'm missing out on, like I have to just like step away for a bit. And it's been good because also I've been just like obviously dancing with more rehearsals coming up, and it's gonna be busy because when I'm not, it gets pretty bad with my phone time. Also, just like I have a computer too. It's like, yeah. But yeah.
What's something that people might not know about kind of like behind the scenes of content creation? Is there anything that you feel like people might not know about that process? Like you kind of mentioned before, sometimes it's just you're doing fun stuff with your friends that you want to record on your phone. And then other times, you're being strategic about what you want to include. Is there any other kind of behind the scenes, what it's like of being a pretty big content creator?
It's kind of weird for me because through like watching other content creations and like other like content creators, I'd say they're like a lot of editing, a lot of just like, because for my content, it's just strictly just like either 15-second dances or like class footage. Like, because I don't know, for me, I don't like put myself in that category of content creation. I just feel like I'm just posting just what I want to do. But obviously from like a outside perspective, like, oh, this guy's obviously a creator. So I've never really had like a video where I'm just like really just like locked in on editing, whatever, and just like that's my main focus. It's more of just like set your phone down, 3 seconds, do it. You like it, you don't like it, draft, post it whenever, and yeah.
How many takes on average does it take you for a dance challenge on average?
It varies. It varies a lot. If I'm with like some friends, like two friends, it would probably take like 1 to 2. If I'm by myself, I'm just like I'm the worst with like filming by myself because I'll do everything like how I want it to be, and then this one like little part where I'm just like, oh, I could do it better, and I do that better, and then there's another part. So when I'm like solo, it's pretty bad. Like I do like probably 10 to 15 takes because I'm just like, I don't know, like as people we're like our biggest critiques. So yeah, but when it comes to like friends, like easy peasy, just like 1, 2, and it's just fun. It also like, again, when you post the first takes, it's like that's the most like authentic and the most like original one you're gonna get out of it. Like nothing's gonna be forced from that one, and that's the one that usually goes viral. So yeah,
it's good advice for people out there that are wanting to try out posting more on TikTok. Is just set it up, film, don't think too much, just post it.
That's literally it. That's how it starts, and then you just, I don't know, you find something cool, you do it. And that's how I've been doing like dance my whole life. I find something cool on TV, find something cool on YouTube, try to do it, try to copy it. If I can't, then then I gotta do work.
Do you have any like first, if you went like scroll back in your account, do you have any like, what would we see as like the first drafts, your very first drafts on TikTok that you ever made? What would they be?
Ooh, this is a little tricky because I did make drafts in like 2020, but they weren't TikTok dances. It was just like some I don't know.
You don't have to share if you don't want to.
It would just be they're just like weird, like kind of I don't know how to explain it. Like transition videos, like stuff like that. But I didn't really start like doing the dance stuff till like pretty early on, or like later on. I'd say like 2022 and stuff. But yeah, I wish I had my drafts like to show, but I don't have that phone anymore. I lost all of it.
Dang, crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild. How do you feel like TikTok has impacted the dance community as a whole?
With TikTok now, you could get recognized, like just one person, like the one right person to just watch your video, you could get recognized and you could just like blow up. Because I feel like back then it wasn't as appreciated through like actual like teachers and like people like artists and stuff. They would just like leave it being like, oh yeah, like TikTok dances. But with it now, like I've gotten recognized through people, like through artists, where it's just like, damn, they just like the dance stuff, and like I have nothing to do with them. I don't even do like any like dances to their songs, but then they just like what they see. And from there, it's just like you could get so many opportunities from just like social media, and just obviously they get the right person seeing it. And that's how like I've gotten opportunities that I didn't even know that were possible because of just my social media presence. But yeah, from then it was a little hard. It was a little harder. Well, I wasn't really into TikTok, like kind of, I'd say community, but like through people that I've met that were in the TikTok community in the past, it was like, wow, there's like such a big difference from then and now, because it was like so much harder like back then to get like noticed, do these things, because all like the, I guess, not actual like all the industry dancers would always just like downplay it and like make fun of it and stuff. And like, oh yeah, like the narrative, like, no, that's not real dancing. But with it now, there's so much, like, I feel like TikTok has became a style, not necessarily, like maybe like a trendy kind of style where you can implement into like sets now, like exactly what we did.
Right.
Or yeah. And people love it. But I feel like if you were to do that back then, people would be like, oh, like what is this? What are they doing? But it's definitely like more appreciated now, which is really good, because as a dance community, I feel like we all should be just like together and just like, I don't know, lift each other up with these type of things. But yeah.
To that point, I also feel like at the end of the day, it's TikTok's, technology, it's the platform. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's giving exposure to artists and it's giving exposure to dancers. And I feel like with any new technology or any new platform that comes out, the immediate reaction is always skepticism. And I feel like you mentioned, we saw that in the first few years where there was a lot of pushback, or there was a lot of knocking down, trying to keep, these dancers or these individuals that get these crazy followings on TikTok. It's almost trying to, cut them down a little bit by, either making fun of them or talking down by saying that's not real dancing. But at the end of the day, it's just the platform. And it's, I to your point, I think it's become a huge resource for artists nowadays. You know, back in the day, it was VHS tapes they would have to send in for auditions, or they would just have to go to those auditions in person. Yeah. Whereas the world's just changed. We've got so much more access, and we're able to communicate, and we're able to connect with so many more people now. It's almost silly if you don't use it. Like if you're not on TikTok, if you're not on these social media platforms, there's this kind of grumpy old generation saying, you know, oh no, I don't do that. I don't do X, Y, and Z, when at the end of the day, it has nothing to do about the content itself. It's just, at the end of the day, it's a platform, and it's up to whoever is using those platforms to kind of guide where that goes. Yeah. Do you feel like it's, you know, somebody's listening to it right now and they're like getting so inspired by Eldon's podcast on the Studio North podcast? Do you think it's too late now for anybody to start if they haven't started yet on TikTok?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. Like, 'cause even then, like, I felt I started late. Well, I didn't even know I started up until like I kind of saw like the engagement of things. But I mean, this app is still pretty new, like 2019, 2020. Mm-hmm. But I feel like now, because a lot of people have been asking me, like in the industry, of just like, oh, like, I don't know if I should start posting. I'm just like, just literally just do it. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't hurt to just like push out a video. And because I feel like with them asking me stuff, they only see like the kind of like results of things of like, oh, like I want to get like that viral, or I want to get like this. But there's always just a start of things that people are like scared to do, and they're like, they only want the results. Yeah. So I'm just like, as long as you just like, my thing is, if you like want to start like posting on TikTok, just treat your account like a spam account. Like, push out as like not as much content, like I would say, because people are always like, oh, you got to be consistent, you got to post like this time, this day, every day, whatever. But no, it's literally like, what you could post whenever you want, but once you get that like kind of green light of like, okay, things are picking up, do a little bit more. And then if that one goes a little bit more like viral and stuff, go do a little bit more. Like each like time you feel some type of like, I'd say, achievement. Yeah. So once you get like a small achievement, like, okay, this video went past that video, let me just keep on implementing as much as possible. But yeah, because every time people ask me, I'm just like, yeah, literally just post, because that's how I started. I didn't, obviously I went into the like posting as, oh, I want to get viral, but then when I had that mindset, it would just like demoralize me when it didn't. Right. So then once you just like tap into just posting just because you want to just showcase whatever you want to do and just like dance, and it'll somehow just reach the right audience, and then boom, you somehow blow up. The next day you get that dopamine rush and you want to post more.
Totally. Yeah. It feels like it's almost that dichotomy of like, in order for you to be successful, and if defining success is views and likes, you almost have to not try to get views and likes. Like,
pretty,
it's that,
pretty much. Yeah.
Because if you try really hard, sometimes it just doesn't work, but also it's discouraging. So what should kind of like the mind frame be when, you know, dancers are, or you know, any art form is posting on TikTok? Is the mind frame going into it? Obviously, it's going to be a little different from you because you're already established to where you're at. But for somebody new, what should be their why when they're posting on TikTok? Is it, oh, I want to get more views, I want to get views? Is it using it just as a platform to like put their art out there? Is it just having fun? Like, what's your best advice for somebody who's, you know, trying it out, finding it difficult? Maybe some of the first few videos that they're putting out there maybe aren't hitting like they thought they would hit. I did that. I think it was 2019. I still remember I put so much time and energy into this one video, and I was like, oh, this is gonna go crazy, and then just absolutely fell flat. And then you feel like, oh man, I really tried hard with that. And then you post something else, like just random class footage, and then it just goes, it blows up. Yeah. And so it's so hard. Like, I feel like it's more of a mental battle than anything, of how do you stay consistent and how do you just keep pushing out content? Like, what would you say to somebody who is trying to do this? What advice would you give them? Would it be like, hey, yeah, you want to chase the views, you want to chase the notoriety, or would you say use the platform to get your art out there? Or would you say just have fun, and if it hits, it hits. If not, it's not that big of a deal?
I think definitely just using the platform just to bring out your art is like the number one thing. Like for me, it was just I want to showcase like what I've been taught throughout the years of dance and just show it to the world. And then if it goes viral, yeah. But then
so all in all, advice is just post.
literally, yeah.
Just go for it.
Post, go with the trends, find like music that people are listening to a lot, and just yeah. And if it honestly, there's a method that I didn't know actually worked. If one of your videos you post does not go viral, just delete it and redraft it and then post it again. Like no one will ever know. I've done that like plenty of times, and then the first time I posted it, it's just like, oh, okay. Second time, oh, goes out. So
algorithm,
yeah.
Just hacking the algorithm. That's crazy. I feel like you're in so many lanes. Like you've got obviously, you know, the social media lane, you've got the community lane, and then you've also got the commercial lane too.
Mm-hmm.
That some people, you know, they might not know all of it. So I'd love to also dive into that. Community wise, you know, you're youngest member and one of the newest members on Brotherhood. What's that experience been like specifically leading up to, you know, IDL where we just came off of? You know, coming onto the team, what was your kind of your first impression? What were your first thoughts of joining Brotherhood?
Well, first of all, always been a huge fan of just like watching the sets and stuff. But I don't know, it just felt like unreal because I remember like you inviting me to your class, and it was just like, it wasn't even like, oh, come to my class. It was just a post. I'm like, oh, like I've, cause we were mutuals on like social media and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I've never talked to him ever in my life. And he just sends me his class. So I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna go to the class. And then I remember taking the class, and then you introducing me to yourself. And then I was like, I felt like there was something going on. I'm like, ooh, there might be something. And then, cause also like Brotherhood wasn't like active for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, like I went to your round 2, all goes well. And then I got that email. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. Something's up. But yeah. And then the rehearsal, like the private rehearsal, like I remember just like seeing guys that I've seen in class, or like I've danced way back before, like Justin Nicholas and like obviously Devin too. Yeah. I was like, whoa, like who would have thought? Like, cause when they were like my age, I was like baby. Yeah. And then now that I'm the age where they were training me, I'm dancing with them. Yeah. So it was just like, it was just really crazy to me. And then everybody was just like so like welcoming. That's what I was kind of afraid of. I was like, oh, I feel like they're gonna judge me. Like, who is this guy like coming into like this rehearsal? Who does he think he is? You know, kind of thing. But yeah, everybody was like introduced them to me, and I said what's up. Rehearsal was fire. I didn't really like open up till like we actually started, but oh my, even then, I remember it was like 3 weeks before our first ever rehearsal, and then again, I wasn't like really doing anything because it's already wrapped up on another gig that I did. So now I was just like resting, and I was coming off of a back injury too. So then, yeah, I took your class with a back injury, and then you put me in a duo. I'm like,
sorry.
Oh, now I gotta kill it, but it's okay though. And then, yeah, so it was like the build up to it a week before. I'm like, okay, let me start training again because we're about to start. So, you know, just at home, doing some push-ups, lifting some weights and whatever, getting my body ready. I dropped my phone, go to pick it up, tweaked my back. I'm like, no, this cannot be happening. I was so stressed out at that time. I like really just wanted to break down. I'm like, no, this cannot be happening. Like my first impression of class is I'm going to have to sit out. Like, nah, I do not want to do that. So then I think I messaged you like before class. I was like, hey, like, back is kind of tweaked out. Like I could still dance, but I can't really go full out. And then when we were learning it, for me, like whenever I'm injured in a dance class and I'm in the circle of people dancing, I don't want to be the one that's just like watching and sitting out. So then I just like pushed my body, and then I was struggling so bad. Like I think it was learning this.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad.
That was probably the worst piece to learn on a hurt back.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I don't think many people knew, but Yeah, I mean, if I hit it well, that's good.
No, you did, man.
It was killer. Like I was putting heat pads, like everything, ice,
tape,
wrap, like tape too. Yeah. But
dude, that's so funny hearing it from your perspective too, of like how it came to be, because I definitely just sent you the graphic, and I remember, because I obviously was seeing your stuff online and was obviously impressed, and you can, you know, did some like digging, did some like background checking on people, like asking, because, you know, for me too with Brotherhood, it's more than just, you know, good dancers, but it's like, does everyone, you know, vibe? Can everybody get along? Are we all like good people? Like, is everybody aligned with the vision here? And it's more than just good dancers. And so there's a lot of like, especially when adding new members, there's a lot of anxiety around that. But it's a lot of like detective work of like checking in with people of like, hey, how was your experience with so-and-so? How was your experience with so-and-so? So, yeah, funny. I was doing like all of that. And then that's when I reached out to you to just pull up the class. And that was almost like a test that for me, that was not even skill wise. That was like, hey, is he going to come through if I just like send him this poster? Is he going to show any sort of initiative? Like, I'm just curious. Maybe not. And that's totally cool. And then you were just like, bet, showed up. I was like, okay, test number 1, pass. And then I think round 2, I was just like, yo, man, teach round 2 if you do want to come out. And you're just like, bet, I'm there. You came out round 2. And like, I already knew you were going to kill the combos. But for me, it was more so, yeah, is he showing some sort of like initiative to come out? And then when he is there, like, what's he like in class? Like, what's he like in the room? Because, yeah, to be honest, like, I've known a lot of people with pretty significant social media followings, and it does get to their head. It gets, you know, they get a little ego there. And I think that was part of what I was trying to feel out, was like, is there any of that? And like, dude, to your credit, anyone that knows you like on a personal level can attest that you have absolute zero ego when it comes to that. Like, when it comes to your social following and how internationally recognized you are, I'd really commend you for that, of like how you keep such a level head. And I mentioned this to you, and I've also mentioned it to your parents as well. Like, you were raised really well, and you've got a good head on your shoulders. And so that was just like affirming everything that I had heard before from external resources, detective work, and then seeing it in person too. And then coming to like the open rehearsal, because that's like, and then that's like phase 3. That's like test 3 is like, okay, you're good here, you're good here. Now what's it going to be like with the rest of the boys too? And then, yeah, dude, you passed that with flying colors too. Like, you just opened yourself up to the boys. The boys, like, yeah, we're absolutely blown away with not just, again, like I said, not just your skill level, but just like how level-headed you are and like how down for the boys you are, just to be around and like, you chill. It's not, it just felt like it meshed so well. And then I was like, yo, let's run it back. Let's do this. And then history was made. Eldon's on Brotherhood.
Yeah. I mean, like, I never really like knew these guys on a personal level up until like our rehearsals. And then legit after like a week gone by, I felt like I knew these guys for like the longest time. And like, even with the age thing, sorry. It didn't feel like I was the youngest. It didn't feel like I was treated like differently than the others. It was just like, you're on this team because obviously like you and like, I don't know who else is a part of like making whatever, but like, we all have that trust in you guys of what you're able to put out. And like, if I'm on the team, they're going to know that, okay, they probably like did some obviously like digging with this guy. So there's got to be a reason why he's on it. So that's what I kind of like went through. I was like, oh, because I obviously like going back, I'm like, I wonder what they like thinking, because I'm just like, I was the only kind of like outsider. Like, I knew everybody else, but then they were just like on different teams. Because another thing I felt, because I was also working on a job with like a few of the other guys. Yeah. And then from then, like, that was like my first job of like being like free, because like not a part of like anything anymore, like of like a studio anymore, where it's just like I could kind of be like my own kind of self and like branch off. Because I don't know, I was at that studio for like, I'd say, what's the math here, 14 years. So then obviously like their type of like philosophy for me was like, oh, I was just going to teach the rest of my life. And like, oh yeah, I'm going to go with that. Cool. Because they're my mentors. I'm going to like listen to them. But then when it reached like senior year, I'm like, I don't know. Like, is that going to be like the end game for me? Like, I feel like I could do a lot more than just teaching like others. Because for me, I felt like to a point, I didn't feel like a student anymore, because I was like doing like other things for people, like teaching for other people, making stuff for things. So then once I just like had that realization of, oh, I like kind of need to prioritize myself now, obviously like kind of branched out and then booked that job. And then I think that job was just like the stepping stone of like everything else after that, because from there, obviously meeting like more people outside the dance community, I'm like, wow, there's so much bigger than just being in one spot. So then, yeah, I got to know some of the guys that are on the team.
Yeah.
And then they're obviously asking me, like, what's the sitch? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know, just exploring. And from there, it went to, what was after that? That job, and then obviously Brotherhood. And then, yeah, it just feels amazing to, like, finally be a part of, like, just, like, the dance community and, like, knowing, like, people, but knowing people on a personal level kind of thing. That's, like, my sort of thing. I've, like, made a lot of new friends throughout this year. And it's crazy because it's all happened this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is just crazy to me, because it's just, like, back to back to back to back. And it's just, like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's also, like, a testament to putting in the work, like, doing the work, working hard, because you never know who's watching, or you never know who's on set with you that might open up doors, or they might open up, you know, things that could happen later. So, like, yeah, those were some of, like, the early detective work questions, where it's like, oh, like, you know, what's Eldon like on set? Like, how is it working with him? Like, does he got a level head? Like, is he easy to work with? Do you like hanging out? Like, little questions like that, which at the time you had no idea that there was even this possibility of, you know, Brotherhood coming back, IDL, but things are always working in the background. So I feel like it's also just a testament to, like, just being a good person. I think that's huge. I think, like, being a good human, that in business, in every aspect of life, I truly believe if you're a good human, you will attract other opportunities and other good humans, like, period. That's it. So that's, like, first and foremost. You can always work on becoming better at, like, skills or abilities, but at the core, like, of your character and who you are, that is fundamentally, in my opinion, the absolute most important if you want to be successful in any industry. And so I feel like you just never know kind of who's watching. You never know who you're on set with or who you're working with. And it all turned out. Why don't we also, you know, pivot there as well, being on set. Like you mentioned, you were on set for Descendants. So you're killing social media game, you're killing community game. Now you're killing industry game too. I know you also just got offset a new movie, which can't disclose any details about, but what's that experience been like in the industry? Because this is kind of your first couple gigs that you've been experiencing that. What's that been like in comparison to, you know, the community and the kind of social media game?
Well, like, my first ever, like, dance gig was 2019. It was Julie and the Phantoms. And I wasn't actually supposed to book that job. Like, I was, I think, too young for it. But then somebody, like, got sick. And then, like, my agent was like, oh, somebody wants you or whatever. Sent a video out. And then I got the role. And I was like, oh, cool. So that was, like, my first experience of, like, being or dancing, like, outside of, like, what I was used to. And then from there, it was just, like, side jobs there. But then, obviously, like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it's Descendants.
You can say it, we could always cut it out.
Yeah. But, yeah, from there, working on that job, like, a few months ago, or in March, it was, like, such a like, switch up of just, like, I was at a place for so long. And then as soon as, like, I want to, like, do things for myself, it just, like, came to me, you know? So, I don't know, like, I always kind of, like, as cliched as it is, it's just, like, the saying of, like, when one door closes, another one opens. Yeah. That's how I kind of feel, like, how this year has been going on. But with that one door closing, a lot of doors have been opening. So, yeah, it's just been amazing. Like, even though, like, I'm still, like, I guess, young or whatever. Yeah. Like, meeting, like, everybody in, like, the dance industry, like, they don't, like, how do I say this? They don't, like, treat anybody different. Because in a sense, I did touch base on like everybody's in the same room for a reason, is because like the people that are bringing the people together have that trust in every single person that are in that room. And for me, it was just like, it's kind of cool being able to dance with a lot like experienced and older people, because I get to learn a lot from them. Because again, like I felt like I was like that kind of person for a long time, like people like always asking like me for guidance and stuff. But in a sense, I kind of lost that factor of like, who am I looking up to now? It kind of felt like I was stuck. Like I didn't have anything going for me anymore. But then obviously getting in more tapped in the industry, it was just like, wow, there's so many just like amazing dancers out there that are just like crazy. And the thing about me is just, like I love hearing other people's stories on how like they got into it, because we're all in the same room doing the same thing, but every single one of those people have a different story, and I just love hearing it. But
I feel like they're three totally different worlds, right? You've like social media, the dance community, quote unquote competition community, and then you've got industry. I feel like you've also got to have different skills and attributes for kind of each one of those
categories.
Those scenes that you're in. Do you find it hard to balance that at all? Like still staying on top of your TikTok game, still showing up in rehearsal, still being on set. Do you find there's areas of that are challenging for you at all, or is it this is all just like a dream and you're living the dream?
I'm just living the dream. Like everything that I've been doing, like it all falls into one place. Like TikTok will always be there, and then I just try to take advantage of just being in the same room as like so many people, like coming off a set. Like these were like the most like amazing people I ever met in my life, and we've only like known each other for like, we've worked with each other for 2 months, and it feels like we've known each other for like years and stuff. So yeah, just that was like my first experience of just like, whoa, like these people are amazing, like I want to work with you again. But yeah, everything kind of just like falls into place. You know, I don't take things too seriously, and I think for other people too, going into just either TikTok or either just competitive dance, like don't be so hard on yourself with doing these type of things, because okay, I don't know if anybody knows this, but this is how I knew I kind of like matured in a sense. I'm gonna like just leak it out. I don't know, people probably do know, but during the round 2 Brotherhood set, I kind of like messed up a bit, bumped into Eli, and then like for me, if I was my old self, that would have like crushed me. That would have like beat me up like crazy, because just that's when like in a sense I was saying like don't take things like too serious. Like you could only control what you're doing now, and whatever happened in the past like is really nothing you can do about it. So if you just keep on thinking about it, it's just gonna eat you up. But from there, I was like, it did hit. I'm like, damn, I kind of messed up. But then I'm like, I just gotta keep on doing what I'm doing and move forward, because if I fall back to that, then it's just gonna do damage to me that's not even supposed to be done, because it already happened. Like, you just gotta move forward.
Instant forgiveness.
Yeah, and then I've had instances where it's just like I've done like the most tiniest like mess ups, or like I was off time or whatever, and I would beat myself up for it. I'm just like, yeah, but
I feel like we're all our biggest critic at the end of the day. Like we're the hardest on ourselves. And it's at the end of the day, like the quicker you can get over that, the quicker you can just move forward, the better off it is in the long run. And I mean, because you could have let that. It's funny because we were all talking about it too afterwards. Because it was funny in the moment, because we're at that, like there's a focus change there where we like look at Michael, and we all looked and we saw like the collision, and then we're all just like, oh my gosh. But in that moment, you've got a decision. You've got like okay, well, that was good. Like we tried, guys. I guess it's over. And then we just like hang our heads and then just like forget the rest of the routine. Or you acknowledge it in the moment. And you say, oh, crazy. I wonder what happened there. All good. Move forward. Keep pushing. And then that's what we all did. And then we got to the end and then we won. And it's like, end of story. And then we look back and be like, oh, you know, learnings of whatever happened there. But at the end of the day, in that moment, like you said, you got a choice. You can either like let it eat you up and like absolutely destroy you, or you can just put your nose down and like keep pushing and instantly forgive yourself, instantly forgive whoever you need to, and then just keep going. And I feel like that's true in so many fields, not just dance.
Yeah.
Like in so many instances of life, of just like, not beating yourself up and not like rummaging. That's not the word. Ruminating. That was the word I was going for. Not ruminating. Ruminating? I'm going to get ripped apart for that. Anyways, I 100% agree with you, my guy. All right. So, you know, as you mentioned, you're only 19 years old. You've already accomplished, I feel like, so much. What's next for you? Creatively, personally, professionally, what's the vision? What do you want to be doing 5, 10, 15 years from now?
I think right now, like how my life has been going through like this past year, it's just been so spontaneous where I'm just like, I don't know. I have just so many just other like tangent plans of what I want to do, but I don't have like a set goal. Like from dance, like I could take that into content creation, like take more of that seriously. I could take teaching more seriously. I could take like obviously exploring my craft, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just like very just that's how I kind of always am. I'm just very just like spontaneous, and like I'm just very like fluctuated. I'm just like I could go here and I could go there here, and that's how I kind of find myself when I teach too. I'm just like, I could teach this type of style, that type of style. I could teach that type of way, this type of feeling. But yeah, right now I'm just like kind of enjoying just like being a student again and just like learning from a bunch of people. And I want to take in as much knowledge as possible so I could be that person for other people. And yeah, just like be that kind of influencer that people think I am. But I'm not there yet. Not there yet. But yeah.
I love that. Well, dude, you're killing it. Proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working, and keep walking through those doors. Like you mentioned, one door closes and look how many other doors have opened. And I feel like you're just blasting through every single one of those doors, which is really cool to see. So keep it up, my guy.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
So with that being said, we want to say thank you for joining another episode of the Studio North podcast here.
And make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that ring notification bell so you don't miss any videos from the Studio North podcast. Leave a comment down below of what guests you want to see next.
Cheers!